Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mohawk Traveler. And of course, I'm your host, the Mohawk Traveler. And as always in my office, I got my special star right over there, Ari. Anybody that knows me personally knows that cat Ari, right over yonder, he's my best buddy. I love that cat. He's always with me. He's always helping me in the office. He's a great guy. But enough of that, let's get into this video. What is today about? If you look at the title, it's a travel vlog and we're gonna be talking about Rhodes, Greece. Cool little island, I liked it. Should you go there? Shouldn't you go there? What's going on? What's all the hubbub about? Well, you know what? We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna see if this place is something you should explore or something you should avoid. And before we get into it, as always, like button, boom, smash it. Subscribe button, boom, smash that as well. Alrighty, let's get into it. But real quick, a little history lesson. I need a book real fast. Oh, there it is. So, how did Rhodes Greece become, well, Rhodes? Let's take a look, shall we? There we go. Okay, perfect. What happened? So, there was this big dog, Zeus. And Zeus, being the big dog that he was like, yo, what up guys? I'm be giving out land to everybody. Who wants some land? Who wants a mountain? Who wants this, right? And all the other guys were like, Santa Zeus, give me this, give me that. And Santa Zeus, he was handing out shit left, right, and center. Everybody was happy. And then, well, there was one guy named Helios, and he must have been at the bar. He must have been down at the tavern and just completely drunk off his ass because he missed the whole meeting. And then he sobered up the next day. He was like, oh shit, I wasn't there. I need to get myself over to Papa Zeus. So he got the Papa Zeus. He's like, yo, Papa, Santa Zeus, please help me out. I need something. I didn't get nothing. And Zeus was like, nah, dog, you ain't getting nothing. You were late. I ain't giving you shit. And then Helios was like, oh, come on, Papa Zeus, please. What about the next bit of land that pops out of the ocean? Can I have that? And Big Daddy Zeus was all like, alright, you can have that, why not? And the Helios was like, thanks bruh, you the best. Guess what, a little bit later, Rhodes rose from the waters. And then Helios was like, man, this bit of land is fantastic, it's awesome, I really lucked out. Woohoo, top, high fives all around, everybody happy. And that, what? Oh, and that is the true history of how Rhodes became a Rhodes. So enough about that. Y'all don't want a history lesson there? Nah, especially not from this guy. Let's get into the actual travel part. Let's see if this place is a great place to check out. Oh, one more thing before we get into the video. I almost forgot. Quick little shout outs. First one goes to a certain Tracy and Jamie. Hey, you two were fantastic. My wife and I, we had a great time hanging out with you. I hope you guys are safe and sound, and I hope that when Australia opens back up, you guys can move on down there and start your new lives. You know, maybe get married, get hitched, whatever. If you're gonna do that, hey, send us an invite, all right? We want to come. And then second shout out goes to G&K Stone Suites. This is the place where my wife and I we stayed. That was our little headquarters, our HQ, our entire time on the island. Let's go ahead and show some photos real quick. There you go. This place was really nice. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I had a great time. The price was actually not so bad. It was about 40 euro a night. As you see from the pictures, this is a really nice place to stay, and this is not paid promotion. They are not paying me anything. I'm giving them a shout out because I really enjoyed that place a lot. If you go to Rhodes Greece, you need to stay at G&K Stone Suites. They are really awesome. The link's gonna be down in the description. Let's go ahead and roll some video footage of the outside as well. They're awesome. These people, right, we got their fridge is stocked. The kitchenette is fantastic. They literally had anything you would want or need in the kitchen, it's there. Our little apartment we stayed in was super nice. The bathroom was amazing. Our patio was great. The outside, especially the view in the back, was really nice and amazing. These people also, our hostess, the whole business is also on WhatsApp as well. So anytime you need something or there's an issue, or there's a problem, you just write them on WhatsApp and they literally live like 1 or 2 villages away. That's it. So they are quick to respond and super helpful, and they really are amazing. And speaking about Jamie and Tracy from earlier, special shout outs. we just were talking with the hostess, said, hey, we're gonna have a barbecue. And you know what? They provide us so much stuff for a barbecue, just out of the kindness of their hearts. Very rarely do I come across places where people really care this much about their guests. I would highly recommend, if you go to Rhodes Greece, go to G&K Stone Suites. So, enough of that, let's get into it. Is Rhodes Greece top, or is it a flop? Is it great? Is it shit? Let's find out. So, when I'm traveling and backpacking or just whatever, in fact, this time I wasn't backpacking, Actually, this was one of the rare times I had a suitcase. I hardly ever have a suitcase. I usually have my backpack. Or for my German friends, meine Rucksack. Right there. Yeah, ganz genau. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so this is one of the rare times I actually have a backpack. But when I go to places, I always look for a couple of key things. Of course, one is gonna be the terrain, the nature. I love being outdoors. I love the beauty of the mountains, the forests, the trees, the everything. So for me, lots of natural beauty is a must. It's something that I look forward to, and something that has to be in abundance when I go and travel. Another thing to look out for, of course, is how friendly the locals are, because you can go to places where it's really amazing, or you can go to some places that I have been and the people are completely garbage and it ruins your whole experience, you know? So that's something to look out for as well. Another thing, of course, is price. How expensive is it? Because as I stated before over and over again, I am not a rich man. I do not have endless money. I do not have pockets that are deep enough, like down to the depths of the ocean. I am not rich, so I always take a look on the budget, and if this is a place where the majority of people can go and not just a select few. And another thing that I look out for is just overall travel and transportation. How easy is it to get from one place to another? Like how easy is it to get a car? How easy is it for public transportation? How are the roads and the conditions of the roads, which is really big. So this is a lot of stuff that I look into. So let's first start with the price range. Is Rhodes Greece super expensive, or is it pretty cheap, or is it somewhere in the middle? Let's find out. So, personal experience, when I went there, of course, there's always places you can go which are stupid expensive. You can always find these places, which for me, I avoid like the plague if I can. But for the most part though, when it comes to the price range of Rhodes Greece, I would put it basically middle price range. I don't put it on the middle. There's nothing there that's like particularly super stupid cheap. Like if you go to Thailand, like street food, you know, oh, I'm gonna get a whole thing of food plus a beer. It's only gonna cost me $1, $1.50 or €1. You're not gonna find that really in Rhodes Greece, but the price range I would put would be middle on quite a few things, and there's also quite a few stuff as well, which is like on the middle low. So if you're traveling on a budget, this is not a bad place to go, because you will most likely be able to afford a lot of stuff. If you're going with a family, of course, kids are very expensive. I come from a family of 6, so you best believe I know about when it comes to traveling on a budget with a bunch of people. But if you have a family, or if you're just on a budget yourself, this is not a bad place to go, because it's not going to particularly break the bank, which is really, really nice. So that gets a big thumbs up in my book right there. Let's put the counter up. There we go. Thumbs up. And, well, you know what? Pretty much, actually, when my wife and I were finished, we actually had money left over from what we budgeted ourselves. So let's give it another point on the counter. There we go. And, yeah, let's keep on moving on. So, moving on, the next category was the natural beauty of Rhodes Greece. I will say it was actually really surprising, because when we got to where we were staying, it's hilly, small mountains, but big hills, lots and lots of rocks, and it has a very, it's kind of a sort of a dangerous beauty. You look at these mountains and they're so beautiful, but they're nothing but jagged rocks, and there's something to me that's so beautiful about that, and I just absolutely loved it. I love just how where I was staying, it was also kind of barren as well. I don't know, it looked dangerous but beautiful at the same time. So I really, really enjoyed that. That was actually something that was really cool. And even better, let's go and put another plus on the positive, on the pros. Oh, there we go. Another great thing though was the train actually changes a lot. Like, we drove down to the south to this little peninsula, and literally the mountains are gone and it's just rolling fields instead, which was amazing. High winds, great for kite surfers. You want to go down there kite surfing. It was really, really nice. It was really amazing. And I was like, wow, the train actually changed quite a bit. That's really cool. And then later we explored a place called the Butterfly Forest, which was super duper nice. It was so beautiful. And literally we went from these kind of rolling hills down where the kite surfers are back into our mountainous rock area. And then we drove up further, and then all of a sudden we're in a forest, we're in a valley, and it's just, it looks so amazing. And for anyone who's old like me, who remembers Fern Gully, it was so cool. I was like, hey, the terrain is changing so much around here. This is so nice. And there was always, it's like, okay, so if I want to be in the forest, I can go here. I want to be in the mountains, I go here. I want to be just more kind of the flatlands, I go here. So let's give that another point for the pro counter. There we go. It was really, really cool, and for me, just the diversity of the land was amazing, and it was super beautiful. I really, really enjoyed that. What about the locals? How friendly are the people there? Well, guess what? If you know anything about Greek people, they are friendly people. They're super friendly, they're really nice, they're really open. It reminded me of being back in Texas. Man, oh man, I love Texas and I love Texans. I can't wait to get back there. But anyways, back to Greeks though. These people were super friendly, super nice, and the food that you eat there is super, super delicious. But real quick on the counter, because for the friendly people, give another plus right there. Boom, there we go. These people are just really, really nice. And I guess I have to tie the food in as well, because food is a big part of the culture down there. The food is really, really good, but it comes at a cost, because a lot of the food is made with oil. Now, this is, of course, not all oil is bad oil. Derpity derp. If you know anything about health and nutrition, you'll know that there's good oil, there's bad oil. There's good fats, there's bad fats. The problem is for my wife, she's not used to eating so much food with oil in it. So for her, she got an upset stomach more often. Like, in fact, she actually got sick for a little bit. So yeah. For someone like me though, I didn't have a problem with all the extra oil, and I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was delicious. So I never got sick once. I never got stuck in the bathroom and just been praying to the porcelain god. I never had that happen, but she did. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put a point on the cons over here. There we go. I will have to put a point there because the food is delicious, but if you're not used to food with a lot of oil, then it can upset your stomach, which then could lead you to being, once again, prey to the porcelain god and being stuck in the bathroom, and that's of course going to ruin a little bit of your trip. So if you're not used to food with a lot of oil, that can be an issue for you. If you are used to it, then it's not. But of course, that's going to have to go on the con. The food is delicious, I loved it, but some people can't handle it very well. Let's go on to the transportation, just the overall conditions of the roads, what's like driving around there, how easy it is to get from point A to point B and stuff like that. First off, the island has really, really good buses, which is awesome. So if you need to use the public transit, you can. There are buses that go everywhere, and you'll find bus stops and places you'll be thinking, what the hell, this is a bus stop? Really? But yeah, you'll find them all over the place. And I didn't have to use them personally, but I've read a lot of blogs from people who have, and apparently it works out really well. I saw the buses driving quite frequently. So if you need to use public transportation, it is okay. The option is there. Don't worry about it. So let's give a plus on the counter. Boom. There we go. Now, when it comes to driving places, the island itself is not too terribly big. It doesn't take too long. Well, let me rephrase that. Everything is not too far away from one another, but the drives can get a little bit longer because of the roads. The roads are hit and miss. Some roads are really well maintained and paved, and they look great. Other roads are, well, yeah, they're kind of shit. So that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to put a little point right there on the cons. There we go, you know, because some of the roads are bad. When you're driving as well, you will notice that a lot of the local cars in the area, some of them are really beat to shit and they look terrible. The reason why is because this is a rocky island, and when you're driving around, there are big mountains all around you with pure rocks, and of course rocks will eventually break and fall, and that happens. There are small avalanches here and there, you know. Well, avalanche is a big word. There are random rocks that do fall and they can strike your vehicle. Now, in a lot of places they've done measures to try to prevent that from happening, but it's not everywhere that still happens. You'll see lots of locals, their vehicles are just kind of smashed on the sides. That's literally from all the rocks. Also, another problem is a lot of the back roads, the country roads, they can get very, it can only be dangerous to drive on some of them. And there can be sheer drop-offs and no protection, which is a big garbage. If you like adventure like me, it's not such a big issue because A, live or die. What about the cities and stuff like that? Well, there's one main city, it's called Rhodes City, and then the island has lots of villages, some small and some big, scattered all across it. Now, Rhodes City, once again, like I said, city things is not my thing. Rhodes City is cool, and it's really neat when you get there, but how do we word this? A plus, so put it right here, boom, there you go. A plus is when you get into the city itself, if you want to do shopping or get tattoos or restaurants or whatever, hey, it's a city. It will have everything that you want and need. So if that's your kind of style, that's great. You'll find everything you want there. A couple of cons is that, one, driving into the city can be kind of a nightmare because there's so much traffic and it's super duper slow. And it sucks, all right? It can take you forever to actually get into the city proper. 2, parking space, right? Trying to find a parking spot anywhere in the city is ridiculously hard. It's terrible. For me and the missus, I mean, we actually got really lucky and we happened to find one just by pure chance. But we drove around for a while before we just found it. We were lucky we only drove around for about 8 minutes because there are people who drive around for 30, 40, 50 minutes before they find anything. So, yeah. And number 3, on the actual, and when you go to Rhodes City and you check out the old part of the city, old part of the city is fantastic, lots of history. If you're a history buff, go there, you'll enjoy it. So for history fans, boom, +1. The villages were amazing and I really enjoyed the villages. Lindos was really cool. And the villages are awesome, the people are friendly, and the smaller the village, the more kind of authentic it is. And I'm definitely gonna give a whole 1, 2, 3 points for the villages because every single village has its own charm and it's really worth your time to go investigate. They are really fun and they're really cool. So we can look at the final score here and here. Well, obviously, here won. There we go. So I would say Rhodes is a place to check out. Yes, check it out. It was awesome. It was fun. I had a great time. I think everyone should check it out. This was a really nice island and I was pleasantly surprised. So check it out. Next time you book something, go there. Once again, don't forget to check out G&K Stone Suites, link in the description. Once again, not being paid by them, just want to support them. I had a fantastic time. Give them your business. And yeah, that's kind of about it for this first travel vlog. And the next one, we hope to get some more filming done. But until then, this has been the Mohawk Traveler. I'm signing off and I'll catch you next time.